So we're away in our under 25k. So we've got from Glen Huntly, Aidan Velton. From Box Hill, Kalan Luong. From Box Hill, Isaac Mex. From Mornington, Zachary Dyer. Knox, Jai Hadfield. Williamstown's Nick Frisbee. Early leader there, Zachary Dyer of Mornington just going past us. From Eureka, Joshua Johnston. Collingwood, George Rourke. Glen Huntly, Charlie Rogers. Glen Huntly, Nicholas Chambers. From Box Hill, Campbell Brooks. Frankston, Tom Jansen. Knox, Matthew Vanor. Mornington's Oliver Pratt. Mornington's Lawson Duff. So sub 15 minutes here might be the goal of some of them. It is the Victorian Championship though, so more important tonight is collecting medals. Absolutely prime conditions. I know I've gone on about it tonight, but you could not get better at Box Hill. There's a reason they call it the home of the PB. This summer, it's the place to run your milers club meets and run fast, preferably in your new on gear. The group's just opened up there. Zachary Dyer of Mornington's decided to set the tempo out the front. And then the Glen Huntly duo, I reckon that's the tall figure of Charlie Rogers moving into third. And just in front of him, there's Aidan Velton. Matthew Vanor of Knox next. And the youngster in the field there, Campbell Brooks of Box Hill with the gloves on. The small figure. Size doesn't matter. We just saw Piper Gay storm her way to a Victorian under 20 title. Campbell Brooks here looking to emulate those great feats there amongst some slightly taller athletes in the pack. So through 2 laps, it'll be 2:30. 2 laps in, so 75 second, pretty even laps. The Knox pair now of Hadfield and also Vanur moving their way up into 4th and 5th. But the field still being piloted wonderfully by Dyer of Mornington. So we've only had 2 drop off the back of the pack so far. They're not going to be around that 15-minute pace at the moment. It's going to be 3:10, so 3:10 for Dyer. Glen Huntly, the 2 Knox athletes, then move through nicely next. In there, you've got your Box Hill trio also. So Brooks, Mex and Luong all amongst that group. Charlie Rogers was a striking run the other night in the 3K at Milers Club at Lakeside. He was one that grabbed my eye in that 3K the other night. Looks set for a big run tonight on the 12.5 laps at Box Hill. All right, I'm going to grab Piper Gay before she goes on her cool down. She's just run 5K. She's just won a Victorian title. Now, Piper, confirm with me, you're still 14?
Yeah, just turned 14.
Just turned 14. We're going to look up here. You're going to get some practice here of being on camera. I reckon this might happen a few more times in the future. So, 14 years old. I saw you run last year the Melbourne Marathon and won the 5K. I coached a couple of girls that were just behind you and they were about 5 years older, but that's okay. Tonight, 5K first time on the track, how'd it feel?
Pretty good. I really liked it, so hopefully do it again.
Was it a set plan to sort of kick down that 3rd kilometre, or it was just how you feel? What was the advice Liz gave you before the race tonight?
Sit in easy and then go with like 3Ks to go.
So you're 5K on the track. We've obviously saw you at the AGS run all the middle distance races and a great cross-country season through XCR. What do you enjoy the most at the moment?
Probably the longer distance, like 3 and 5, so.
Yep, 3 and 5Ks. So over the summer, I imagine we're going to go up and do some altitude work with Liz and the team. Where are you headed?
We're heading to Falls Creek.
Falls Creek, can we get up there at the moment? Are the roads open?
No, they're not, but we're going to go around the long race, so.
The long way. So just like all distance runners, take the long way home. Well done tonight in your first Victorian under-20 title. I'm sure we're going to see many of you. Congratulations, Piper Gay. So back to our under-20 men's title. Not much has changed there apart from the new leader. Matt Vanur out in front. Velton of Glen Huntley and Rogers next. Hadfield ready to strike in fourth at the moment. Tom Jansen of Frankston looking really comfortable. 12 athletes in that lead pack. Luong's the first of them just to drop off for Box Hill. The second Mornington Peninsula athlete just moving, or third Mornington Peninsula athlete just dropping past there now. Collingwood's George Rourke going past me also. They're going to come through 2 kilometres now in 6:20. So 3:10 each kilometre. For those of you in the crowd, do the maths. 5 times 3:10, we're looking at 15:50. But I imagine it's going to be a fair kick down from there. Some of these boys can run a lot quicker. So I reckon they're looking for their championship titles today. Expect a really hot last couple of kilometres or a last mile as they race for a Victorian under-20 title. I think we're going to have a debut winner here. No one here has certainly won a Victorian 5K before. And it's Vanua looking good. Joshua Johnston from Eureka is now the one that moves out into third. The young figure there in Campbell Brooks of Box Hill. You can't miss him amongst that group. He's got the gloves on. He's sitting 5th on the course. Hadfield and Jansen look really nice amongst that lead group, and Rogers the tallest of the figures. Now the Glen Huntley boys have decided to make a move, and it's a definitive one. Piper Gay did something very similar at 2K. These boys have gone at 2.5K. Who's going to match it? Hadfield's the first one to follow Rogers. Velton looks over his shoulder and sees who's coming with them. This 3rd kilometre is going to be very interesting. Brooks tries to match it. Jansen seals on the heels of Vanua, and the Eureka athlete in Johnston also trying to join onto the front 3. But it was a strong move from Aidan Velton. Rogers went with him. Rogers looks magnificent in second. Hadfield looks comfortable. The next chasing pack, including Brooks, have got a bit of work to do to hang on to that front 3. It sounds too early to say the medals are done, but these front 3 are hoping that they can get out to a lead and just argue for the top 3 at the end. It might be a definitive move. In 300 metres, they've put 20 metres on the chase pack. We've now got 3 groups at the front. Rogers and Hadfield, they're the 2 figures just ready to strike on Aidan Velton if he goes again. Not sure of the training background here, but Velton and Rogers might, I would assume, know each other very well. They looked like they went together. It was a good move. Hadfield had to really surge to match it. And it's now, of course, Frankston's Jansen hoping to get back on. Vanur and Johnston also trying to work their way up with Brooks. So there we go, 5 laps to go, 9:26. So it was a 3:06 kilometre. So the move wasn't as quick as I thought it might have been. They only kicked it down 4 or 5 seconds. So it's given the chance for Frankston's Jansen to get back on. So it's a group of 4. So our medals are in no way decided yet. So they go down the back straight. Rogers is the one hunting Velton. Hadfield there. Jansen had to put in a good last 400 to get into it. Now can he hang on? Can he be there at the finish? Brooks is really fighting strong. He's the one in 7th at the moment. He's just behind Johnston and Vanua. They've just slowed a little bit again through this 4th kilometre. The 3rd kilometre is where they made a good move. Now it's a pack of 4 again. 4 doesn't go into 3. Only 3 are going to finish with medals at the end of this party tonight. 1 mile to go. The chase pack, Vanua, Johnston. Mornington's Lawson Duff is the one there, the first of the Mornington athletes. Again, Jansen finds it, he got some work to do to catch on. Oliver Pratt goes past next with Kulan Luong. But with 3.5 laps to go, you've got 3 leaders moving away again. Charlie Rogers is the one now who's decided to make a little move again. It's Glenn Huntley, the baby blue colours out in front. Prodigious distance running club. Hadfield now splits them for the first time. So with 3 laps to go, Rogers says, I want this under 20 title. Hadfield in second. It's an 8 metre gap. Velton moving well. Jansen still ready to strike if a medal becomes available. He's not far away. Then it's our next group of 4 chasing this under 20 title. Going past me now, Nicholas Chambers. Isaac Mex of Box Hill with 3 laps to go. But I said it the other night, Charlie Rogers was impressive in 3K. Tonight's his turn over 5K. 12, 17. So 2:51 for that last kilometre. I told you they'd kick it down. They have. They've gone 3:10, 3:10, 3:06, 2:51. So a 2:51 kilometre there from Rogers. Looking to fly home now. Rogers puts 30 metres now on Hadfield. Velton in 3rd. Could this be the order we're going to get our medalists in? 800 to go. Aidan Velton goes through now. 12:59. Jansen next. Couple of laps, 1 lap behind them. George Rourke though through. Lawson Duff looking strong. Matthew Vanur. Joshua Johnston. Campbell Brooks with a very gutsy run next. Nicholas Chambers moves past me. Isaac Mex. Another one of our Mornington athletes there, Zachary Dyer, one of the early leaders and pacemakers, goes through with 2 laps to go. But we're going to hear the bell as we go through here. Charlie Rogers makes his way past some lap runners. The way he's finishing here, sub 15 minutes is on the cards. Charlie Rogers has wound up this last K. Can he come home in 64 to get sub 15 minutes? Hadfield's next. Aidan Veltman, the bronze medal's his. Then the race on the track starts heating up before for these minor places behind. Jansen looks good. Lawson Duff. Matt Vanua, Joshua Johnston. 200 to go. Charlie Rogers is right on it. Let's get a bit of noise going for our winner. See if we can get sub 15 minutes. He's got his gold medal wrapped up here, Charlie Rogers. What can he run? So I'll hit the home straight now. Charlie Rogers will have a look at the clock. He's going to be just over. It's going to be about 15:05. We're going to ask you to come out and finish in lane 3, Charlie Rogers. But he's backed up that fine form from last week over 3 kilometres. And Charlie Rogers, he will be your Victorian 5,000 metre under 20 champion. 15:04. Magnificent last kilometre. Jai Hadfield will be through next. He's your silver medalist. He'll be 15-16. Aiden Velton with a fantastic run, 15-19. He did great work through that 3rd kilometre. He split the field open, guaranteed himself the bronze medal in the Victorian title. Johnston next from Eureka. Vanur flying with him. They have a look at the clock. It's going to be close at the finish. Jansen through. Lawson Duff will be happy with that time. Campbell Brooks moves through now. He'll be inside 16 minutes comfortably. It'll be 15:51 for the young Campbell Brooks. Chambers next of Glenn Huntley. Rourke with a lap to go. Isaac Mex of Box Hill. He'll be just over that 16 minutes. Pretty impressive though after very slow first 2K. Bit of a race in the pack now for these rest of these under 20s. That looks to me to be Pratt and Dyer. Pratt and Dyer racing each other home with Frisbee of Williamstown just behind them. 16:20s they'll be. Kalan Luong comes home in 16:30. But no doubt about your winner in the under 20 Victorian 5K Championship, Victoria. Dominant run. Charlie Rogers takes out the title. His Glenn Huntley teammate Aiden Velton will be bronze. And Jai Hadfield of Knox will be the silver medalists.